change anything on the senior stuff?
I don't think so. No, but
I
I printed it out for you.
Okay.
Did you edit it? So
I just kind of added a couple of things, but I mean, I'll
no,
just
I
use
think the
that.
only thing at all that was changed, I might have made a typo. I made a fix, and then Coach Austin just made sure to put that Dylan was a goalkeeper. You know, for all 4 years.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll probably just use yours then. I'll just use yours instead of mine because I printed it, but I can add a little. Travis has got a swanky new camera down
he's
there.
got his camera down there. He hasn't taken any pictures this year.
That's nice.
How are you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. How about that game last night?
Holy cow.
What happened today? Did you see? We did.
We got down real quick, real early. I was watching between patients, and then we came back, but they got a couple of really tall kids that are just like, they kind of just took over the
last night
game.
We got up and then we got let them come back into it, and I was like, what are we doing? And then it was neck and neck the rest of the way.
I was supposed to leave to go to San Antonio, and I didn't want to leave and be watching it while I was on the road, so I stayed at the house and watched it, and I was literally putting stuff in my suitcase to leave, and I'm kind of like, oh, we're going to go to overtime, and I'm walking around the house with a laptop. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know, we were sitting there, and I was like, that first shot, silence, there's to tie it up. I was like, that's terrible. Well, it went in. We'll take it or whatever. And then he shot the other one. I was going crazy. I kept rewinding and watching Brad's reaction. Like, I was so cracked out by Brad's reaction that I kept rewinding it. We saw the video. Yeah, it was so good. We watched the whole game.
Yeah, I actually, when it happened, then that's what I sent you.
Yeah.
I stopped it.
That's where I sent it. That was your video.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who.
Yeah, I think it was.
Because I was at my house and I sent it.
You're the originator of that. I didn't give you credit for that.
Yeah.
Because I was like going berserk and we're like, go back and replay. Because I texted Sheila and Howard and I was streaming it on my thing. And then Travis was like, wait, I'm going to see the replay. And then I went thought and then we said this. Look at this by the way. We put it out last night. Hey. Yeah. It was a good guess.
That is one big.
Yeah. It doesn't mean.
It doesn't mean I merit it.
He said, Dalton was going to do it by himself.
All of those people.
Oh my gosh,
Well, we bring you coverage of another Vype Sports Media game between the Austin Regents.
Let's make it happen. Let's play some soccer.
Between the Austin Regents Knights. Sorry, that was really scary. I did not expect to just hear the PA announcer over the intercom right into my ears. It's the first time we're actually able to hear the public address announcer in any of our games perfectly, thanks to a couple of hookups that we have here within the booth. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dalton Brown. Zuna Vancat is our product manager. Skylar Gillespie, our quality analyst, and Merle Bertrand, our our broadcasting director. We got Hyde Park against Austin School of Regents in our first soccer game of this doubleheader. First one up is the ladies soccer game, so this will be a very interesting matchup early on. We have a glare on the stadium, which is not something that we're able to get rid of, so that's unfortunate, but we're going to rock with this broadcast regardless, as the sun should set at 6:16 p.m. in Central Texas. Kick over to the left and out of bounds. Last touched by Austin Regents. And this game gets on. Tonight is actually senior night, so a couple of seniors will be getting recognition. Actually, all seniors will be getting recognition, I should say. Kick goes out over to the right side. A hard-hitting kick into the sunlight and in Austin Regents territory, but will be taken right back out. All right, nice little snag there. Couple of volleys around the area and bringing it over to the center midpoint, and this one's going to go up and away and be out of bounds. Last touch by Austin School of Regents, or Regents School of Austin, I shall say. Today I will not have anybody doing camera work for me. It'll just be me, myself, and I for this broadcast in the booth. So all the scoring work, all the commercial breaks, camera work, and broadcasting will be done by yours truly. As this kick goes out of bounds over to the right side, last touched by Hyde Park. And today it is not too hot and not too cool, and thank God this time around we have some decent air conditioning. Travis, my usual cameraman for the ladies' games, is actually outside doing photography work. It looks like it goes up, and it is over and out of bounds. Just missed everything on that one. Well, let's go ahead and go into Hyde Park's roster. We have number 1, junior Kenzie Frierson, I should say, at forward. Izzy Amucheski, I should say, at mid. Margaret Cohn, number 4, the junior. Number 6, Claire Town. Number 7, Lucia Sterling. Number 8, Lily Erkling. Number 9, Haley Childs. Actually, that's number 99, Lily Erkling, the goalkeeper for today's game. This one's kicked over to the right side, back out and over, and this one's going to be in possession of the Austin Regents goalie. Gracie Lacoste is number 11. Trying to read these rosters while also do camera work at the same time. It's a little bit of a hassle sometimes. Laura Harmon is number 10. Charlotte is number 11, as we mentioned before. AC Griffith, number 14. CC Inglet, number 16. Caroline House, number 18. Peyton Willman, number 19. Peyton Girth, number 20. Riley Kane, number 25. Grace Perscal, number 29. Maddie Grace Shreves, number 30. And Ava O-Ring, the backup goalkeeper. Goal! So a 1-0 Austin Regents lead in this one. Violet Timmons gets this one started within the first 5 minutes of this game. Early on, great start as she just put a little bit of emphasis on that kick, put some arc into it, and just shot it right over the goalkeeper, and bringing back the dominance to the left side. And she takes a little bit of hard contact, but is able to get out of it. Not really what you want to do in this scenario. Drive in much contact. To the left side, up in the air, and is blocked. Shoveled over to the right side, making a couple of small little kicks. There's Timmons yet again, kicking over to the right side. Backhanded over to the right. Continuing in that right direction towards the line, kicking back over to the left, trying to smiggle her way through and unable to get there. A couple of hard kicks and bringing it back outside over to Dylan Smith. Kick out by number 17, Salem Brewer. Salem, I should say. Salem Bauer. So this one goes right back and out of bounds as well, so we will try this one again. Over to the right side. This one goes hit high up in the air and shoveled around before it goes right out of bounds. Actually stays in bounds, but rebounded in quickly. Oh, look at this. You got a little 2-on-3 that Austin Regents is trying to get out of. Making a couple of rebounds and a little stick shift. Like we mentioned, it is a beautiful day for soccer. About 80 degrees here in the capital city of Austin. Finally not cold and not too hot, just right. Rolling right around into springtime. Very, very soon. Over to the right. Into the goal side and taken away by goalkeeper, unable to avoid the damage early on. Timmons attacks that left side, continues to attack, so using her speed, kick over to the right, finding some open space a little more to the right, back over to the left. Here's the dagger. Goal! The second goal of the game, this time coming from Ainsley Allen. The junior getting in on the action. 2-0 score here in the first. 2 goals within the first 8 minutes of this game and lining up the offense early on. Back up in the air to the right side. Jiggling it a little bit over to the left side, just getting a foot out and trying to ricochet it a little bit is number 23, Price Norfleet. Doing an excellent job on getting in that area. And this is where I can't see really well, as this one's going to go out of bounds. Unable to make much happen from there. Now, the glare is coming in from this camera because originally we were going to have a cameraman, but then next we were going to have a camera angle from the other side of the field, which we never ended up hearing back from, so we don't know what exactly happened there. As this one goes right back out of bounds. Still a 2-0 game in this one. Attacking the left. Boxed out to the right. Kicked back into Austin Regents territory. As they will do the suicide kick over to the goalkeeper. Who will avoid any damage from there. This one goes right back out of bounds. I'm going to say it was last touched by Hyde Park. It's always a little bit of a devastating look whenever you're trying to film it and you're unable to see anything but sunlight reflecting on the glass. Looking like those old Warner Brother logos where you would see that little structure that was in the logo just be up close. That's what it kind of reminds me of. I don't even know if y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Kicked out of bounds by the Austin Regents Knights goalkeeper. 29 minutes, 22 seconds left on the clock here in the first half of action. And a 2-0 Austin Regents lead. A couple of hard kicks. A nice little block there, just getting in the way, avoiding any sort of contact. This one's going to be kicked back over to the right side, and Austin Regents will take control of the ball past the midfield. Gets it over to Timmons, who's in the midcourt. Here comes Timmons. Here's the kick. Goal! So Violet Timmons does it a second time, making it a 3-0 extended lead for the Knights. As she attacked that right side, just cut over to the left and was able to get it past the Hyde Park goalkeeper. And extend on their 3-0 lead now. A nice little block there. Block created by Ainsley Allen between her legs. This kick goes up and out of bounds. Last touched by Austin Regents. That was number 3, Clara Carter, kicking that one out. And able to get that one up and over. Bouncing high, but still staying in over the head of Audrey Garwood. This one ricochets off the fence. Last touch by Hyde Park. Number 15, Charlotte Thompson, will throw it in. Nice little block by Hyde Park back over to the centered circle. Able to keep good control of that. Pace themselves in this one. To the right. Here's the high kick over to the left side, and it's whiffed. Number 5, Addie Phillips tried to do a little side kick. The sophomore was unable to get to it, though, as this one goes out of bounds. Like we mentioned before, we will do our presentation of today in Texas history presented by onthisday.com at halftime. Give us a little moment to talk about the two things that Texans pride themselves the most in, and that is their history and their athletics in our Vype Sports coverage. Goal! A first half hat trick for Violet Timmons, I should say. Timmons has her third goal of the game, and we're not even in the first 20 minutes of this one. Offensive onslaught early on. That time it looked like she used more of her left foot that time, going for the southpaw angle, and was successful at it. Back up over to the middle. Over the left side in Hyde Park territory, but this will be stopped by the Austin Regents goalie, who will kick it back out to the right. and try to reset the scenario. This one goes up and over and out of bounds into the street right past that concrete wall behind the goalpost. Goes out to the right. Restarting this one past the center circle and out of bounds as it goes a little too far to the right. I actually am currently, funny enough, getting a call at the same time from my buddy Caden Posey. So this is a definitely a timing thing. An awkward time to get a call like that, especially knowing Caden. He's more than likely not up to any good. I don't know what's going on with him, but we'll have to find out after the game. More than likely it has to do with wedding planning stuff. I can see exactly what he's pointing out, and we will not mention the decorations. I don't think I can discuss that on live television. Over to the left, past the center circle. And now we get back into the coverage here. Still a 3-0 game. Starting to realize I don't think I had my mic up that whole time. I don't know why. So that's a little odd. That kick goes up and out of bounds. It's a 3-on-1 between 3 Hyde Park players and 1 Knight, and it was able to go in favor of the Lady Knights as they're able to get that out of bounds, and this one's kicked again right out of bounds. Attacking the right. This one's going to go just a bit past and out of bounds. 23 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock here in the first period of action. This will be a corner kick this time. This will be thrown in by number 13, Ainsley Allen. So Allen with the attempt here of the corner kick to extend it. Kick goes up to the right. Goal! Clara Carter getting into the mix now and extending it to a blowout 5-0 lead in the first half. Austin Regents really taking it to the house in this one. Couple of swift kicks. Back and forth ping pong action on the field. Simmons brings it past the center circle over to the right side. This one's got a lot of velocity on it, but a new goalie comes in for Hyde Park. Oh, and off 2 heads right there. That was number 3, Clara Carter, getting hit upon the head, and number 25, Riley Kane. You know that one's going to hurt. And a great steal, getting her foot in and taking it away. Lila Thomas showing the defense. And responding right back is Riley Kane, and she's going to take it back, but not be able to keep it intact. This one goes out of bounds, last touched by Hyde Park. Like we mentioned before, a 5-0 lead in this one for Austin Regents. Off the leg and out of bounds. Past the center circle goes Austin Regents. Kicking it back out over to the left. Up in the air, bouncing over a couple of heads and able to make a stop for a short amount of time before bringing it right back out. Like we mentioned, Austin Regents is really doing an excellent job in this one of finding the weak spots of Hyde Park, attacking them, and just continuing to pummel that weak spot and keeping that defense tight. And we're about to reach the first 20 minutes of this one. This one goes right back out of bounds. Out of bounds again, this time on Austin Regents. So that concludes the first 20 minutes of this one. So first half of the first half. And quite frankly, it is already a big game for the Knights. So Austin Regents is going to make a substitution now. Number 3, Clara Carter will come out of this game for a little bit. Number 2, Caroline Mabin will come in her place. And Mabin trying to start this thing off early, kicking out over to the left. Back over to the right side, and a little knee kick, and this one's going to go up and over a couple of Austin Regents Knights before being taken right back over to the side. And the suicide kick, as this one's going to go out of bounds. That one was kicked out of bounds by number 20, freshman Peyton Grith. Junior Peyton Grith, I should say. Getting it out of play. To the right, nice little backspin. Kick is up, out of bounds, maybe. Nope, stays in play. Before eventually being grabbed out of bounds. Can't really see who it's out on, but I'm assuming it's Hyde Park, considering the fact that the Regents Knights are getting ready to receive the kick. And no, now they're going to say it's actually Hyde Park getting possession of the ball. Not for long, though, as Austin Regents is able to get it right back. Nice little block there. On the right side with it. And one thing we're starting to notice here in this game specifically now that I've been able to take a look long enough, I want to say that Simmons out there, is it not? No. One of the Austin Regents Knights is wearing a cast. So a slight injury had happened before, it seems like. But staying within this game, not wanting to quit. This one goes up and out of bounds. Right. This is going to go over to the left side, and it's going to be still in play. And now the tempo is being increased. 14 minutes and 43 seconds left on the clock. Oh, right to the, watch out. Oh. That was a hard kick right into the face of number 11, Charlotte Machugiski. So we're going to take a short break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We'll be right back right after this. Still 15 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock here in this first half of action. And taking this little time to try and recuperate and try and get back in a new game plan is Hyde Park. Still down in this one by a score of 5-0. Hyde Park in this game only has three seniors on their roster. That's Riley Kane, Grace Perscal, and Ava Oring. The rest are mainly middleclassmen. Up in the air, a nice little high kick, and this one bounces around. As the Austin Regents Knights are able to get into possession of it. And stolen away and taken away by Mabin. But not for long, as this one is going to be right back and over. And Hyde Park will take this past the center circle. Up in the air yet again, off a couple of feet. Austin Regents able to take control of this game. 13:50 left on the clock. Like we mentioned about that kick earlier, I mean, a lot of people kind of forget to take into consideration just how hard a soccer ball really is. And when it's coming at a high velocity, as it can be off of somebody's foot, that thing's not going to feel good, especially when you're 2 feet away from the opposing player. in the air. Taken away to the left. Here's Maven with the high kick, and this one's going to go right back into Regents territory, and a nice little scoop there by Hyde Park's goalie. Taking a hard ground ball like it would be to a second baseman and collecting it. Nice little steal there. Up and out of bounds. Nowhere to go. Back up and out of bounds yet again. The sun's finally coming down a little bit, so reflections are not as bad except for to this right side, where it continues to glare hard. Now here's a kick over to the left side, up and in the air. Past a couple of Hyde Park players and pushing their way through. To the left, here's the dagger, and off of the back heel, it looked like that time. Looked like they hit the left side of the heel of the foot as it went out of bounds. And Regents able to take this one right back. It goes right back out of bounds. So this is a little bit of a back and forth here happening now. After being a explosive first half, now there's a little bit of a dry spot here for both teams as Austin Regents is trying to collect itself and try and put themselves back in the running. Here's a high kick by the goalkeeper up in the air, and this one is going to be stopped by Hyde Park as we go into the oh so deadly bright side to not see anything, but what we do know is that ball went out of bounds. Collected by the opposing goalkeeper. Up in the air, bounces past a couple of Knights. And Hyde Park's able to collect it, but kick it right back over in the Knights' territory on the Hyde Park side of the field. And this one is a hard kick defended by Riley Kane. Past the center circle. Now in the Regents territory. Here we go. Fast break. And will be stopped early on as Austin Regents is not too worried about that one. Kicked out of bounds as Regents will have to recollect this one. So we will probably more than likely get some scores at next half for other games happening around. And if not, then we'll get some at the 7 o'clock boys game. So do stick around as we will cover all other games happening, including the Cedar Park basketball game. Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves basketball, who has been having a wonderful regular season, are getting into postseason form as they look to repeat what they were able to do in 2022 by taking a state title to Cedar Park. And especially in their last year in 5A, next year it has been announced that Cedar Park will be in the same 6A district as the Hutto Hippos. So that will be a fun time for those teams. It's over to the right side. Here we go. Here's the dagger, and this one goes out of bounds. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. There's just not enough lead room to make anything happen. Region 3 District 25 5A has announced for next year that Elgin, Georgetown, Glenn, Manor, Pflugerville Connolly, Pflugerville Hendrickson, and Pflugerville Weiss will be the 5A teams next year. So Manor got bumped down to 5A for the upcoming season after a tough 0-10 season for the Mustangs. So a new set of schedule for them. Along with that, Vandergrift, Cedar Park, Vista Ridge, Leander, and Rouse will all be moving up to 6A, along with Georgetown, Eastview, and Hutto. So Georgetown and Georgetown Eastview's rivalry will not be taken next year. So it'll be an interesting season, to say the least. 5 minutes and 14 seconds left on the clock. A couple of developing stories in the UIL side. So Cedar Park and Vandergrift, Cedar Park and Rouse will go up to 6A. Manor will go down to 5A, and Georgetown Eastview is also taking that jump to 6A, which is interesting to me considering the fact that, even between Georgetown and Georgetown Eastview, the rivalry, Georgetown Eastview had fallen to Georgetown. So it's definitely a interesting upcoming high school athletics season for the 2026-27 year, and just adding to that excitement. And this is the suicide kick up and out of bounds. Last touch by a Hyde Park. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left to go on the clock. This one also goes out of bounds. Kick is up, and it is goal! Clara Carter getting in on the goal scoring, and just like that, Austin Regents is able to come back and add another point to that board. It is 6-0 in the first half of this one. And Clara Carter really just igniting that fire. She was heavily contested on that goal, but she still went for it and was able to get past all those Hyde Park ladies and get that goal. 6-0 to score. Don't forget, at halftime, we will be doing our coverage of today in Texas history presented by OnThisDay.com. So that will be coming around halftime. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock with this extended 6-0 Knights lead. These ladies are just playing their hearts out early on, finding those spots and finding where to attack early on against Hyde Park. And kicked out of bounds. That kick attempt by number 13, Ainsley Allen, trying to get her second goal of the game before the end of the half, was unsuccessful. 1 minute remains. Here's Simmons. Simmons going for number 4. And off that brick wall, out of bounds. Little too far to the right. And the last 20 seconds go down as we will be sending this one into halftime with a high-scoring game in the first half. Regents looking to add some more, unable to do so, and that will conclude the first half in this game. The score, Knights 6, Hyde Park nothing. We will send this to a quick break, then we will go to Today in Texas History presented by OnThisDay.com right after this short break on the Vype Sports Media Network.
You're having a great Friday evening here at Regents School of Ross. We're about to tip off our second half. Here's little Phil Collins.
Well, the score right now, 6-0, as our public address announcer just mentioned in this game, as Austin Regents was able to get into a lightning hot start in this game. 6-0 Regents ladies lead, and we will go now into our quick segment of Today in Texas History presented by onthisday.com. The date is as follows: February 6th, 2026, and we are going to mention what had happened in the great state of Texas on this day. If my laptop will actually connect to the site, which I've been having trouble with this entire halftime. And here we go now. It's two things that we got here. First things first, in 1879, the Texan, said to be the first Czech newspaper in Texas, started in LaGrange by E.J. Guckman. In 1928, WOAI San Antonio joined the world's first communication network, the National Broadcasting Company. WOAI was the first radio station in South Texas. And today's Texas quote is by Georgia O'Keeffe, and it is a long one. I couldn't believe Texas was real. When I arrived there, there wasn't a blade of green grass or a leaf to be seen, but I was absolutely crazy about it. There wasn't a tree 6 inches in diameter at the time. For me, Texas is the same big, wonderful thing that the oceans and the highest mountains are.
Let's update you a little soccer, as they call it over in Europe, football. Little scores around the world tonight. English Premier League Leeds defeats Nottingham Forest 3-1. In the Bundesliga, Union Berlin and Frankfurt 1-1. In La Liga, Osasuna defeats Celta Vigo 2-1.
Well, that is your public address announcer giving out some scores all around soccer in different countries as of right now. And we will get ready for the second half of action. The sun is coming down now, so no more glare to the right this time, so we will actually be able to see all of this soccer action unfolding in Austin Regents if I'm actually able to adjust this camera and get in a decent position now. 6-0 score in this one as second half gets underway on senior night. Couple of swift kicks to the right. Like we mentioned before, I almost said Cedar Park. Austin Regents has made a phenomenal start in this one on the offensive side, being able to put in that early work. Violet Timmons putting on a hat trick in that first half, getting 3 goals of her own in under 20 minutes. So a wonderful start on that end. Right, couple of good kicks there. Ended up missing that angle. We're going to go ahead and make the angle not quite as tight in this one. Like I mentioned, weather's still very nice outside, over 70 degrees, and a beautiful day in February. Here it comes. Nice little grab there by Austin Regents, able to be on the attack. High bounce to the right. And out of bounds. Hyde Park trying to ignite a fire in their team and find a way to get around this hot-hitting Austin Regents Knights Club. This one goes right back into possession of our goalie. And into the first 3 minutes, still no action. See a couple of sweaters out. So some people are trying to cover up from the breeze, at least, as there's still a good amount of wind outside. You can see some of the trees slightly moving. It's that wind chill is what's doing the trick. Kick is up and out of bounds. There's a huge group of fans over on the brick wall on the right side, getting an angle of this game, trying to, I guess, get a solid barrier so nobody really has to worry about any balls going into the street. There's also Travis on that goal side taking some wonderful pictures right now, doing the photography work. And out of bounds as Austin Regents is able to get right back to their side. Again out of bounds. Still trying to hear of some scores possibly at the half of this game, but we'll see if we ever get to that. Kick goes up and will go out of bounds. Last touched by the Lady Knights, and Hyde Park is going to take this one right back. So the Panthers now trying to find some possession of their own. Nice little stop there. To the right. Back over to the left. Trying to find some open space and cut back over to the middle side. Into the goalie area. Goal! So a goal deflected by number 12, Julia Gottschalk, the freshman, getting some playing time in this one, making it a 7-0 game, and a lot of confusion. She didn't even know what she just did. Seven nothing in this one. Early on, and this one's going to go out. No, this one will actually stay in play. And while we're still trying to look for whoever that is wearing number 1, that's wearing a cast, I'm still unable to find anything on my roster. So still not quite sure exactly who's out there wearing number 1. So don't have her in my roster anywhere. But a 7-0 lead in this one in the first 7 minutes of action. And Austin Regents making steady pace in this one, making this a high-scoring game early on. In the anonymous cast wearer takes one off her arm, and this one's going to go back out of bounds. Still 7-0. Nice little block yet again. This one's going to go out of bounds. As the Panthers will now have an opportunity to bring this back in. The Panthers have in their way a hard-playing Austin Regents Knights team who have been undefeated for most of the season before taking their loss on January 19th. So the team they're playing is not an easy opponent, this Austin Regents group. Hard-hitting kick over to Austin Regents territory. This one will go out of bounds as Regents is going to get the ball right back. That should be a much better angle right there to try and get all of the field of play. All the way back over to Hyde Park territory as this one goes out of bounds. 31 minutes remain on the clock here in this second half of this game. Taking a tumble to no foul is number 9, Lila Thomas. Once again over to the left side and out of bounds. Last touch by the Panthers. 30 minutes to go in this one.
And for the Lady Knights, number 3, Clara Carter.
And then Clara Carter's going to come into this one on that substitution, taking out number 9, Lila Thomas. And along with her is going to come out number 8, Olivia Hall. And in for Hall is number 15, Charlotte Thompson. So 2 substitutions made for the Lady Knights. Clock still running down. 29:25 on the clock. High in the air kick off the head of Clara Carter. Here we go. Nice little block. Avoiding the ice breaking by the Panthers. Number 23, Price Norfleet. Great little block there as that ball was in between the legs and she was able to stick her foot out and be able to make a little stop there. Back out of bounds. 28:40 on the clock. A little too much gas on that throw-in as the Panthers will bring this one right back in. Still 28 minutes to go. And out of bounds again. Taking a tumble. This one will be a foul drawn by number 6, Claire Town. 6 minutes and 11, 6:11 is the time. 27 minutes now remain on the clock. Gets a hard kick out. This one will once again go out of bounds. I'm trying to get that camera back down as it comes back now. As the sun begins to set here in Austin, Texas, this is where things start to get tense here. Austin Regents has a massive lead. However,
In for the Lady Knights, number 7, Violet Timmons.
Who else?
Also in for the Lady Knights, number 13, Ainsley Allen.
however, Austin Regents is able to take it right back in. Here's a quick kick up, and this one will not be through as the goalie is able to stop that one. Number 17, Salem Brewer, was the one trying to do a quick arc kick with her left foot. I think she just tried to, gun that one out as quickly as she could, not thinking about if she was able to get that over or not. It was kind of just a quick little gimme kick. One goes to the right. This one goes out of bounds. No one there to stop that one.
In for Hyde Park, number 4, Margot Cohn.
Another substitution made. By Hyde Park. And again out of bounds. This will be an opportunity here for the free kick for Austin Regents. Number 23, Price Norfleet, will be the one taking this kick and an opportunity to extend on an already high lead. Off the top goal post and to no success. This one will go right back over to the Panthers. Just barely hitting that one off that top goalpost. Had the right angle, but too much height on it. To the right. Left, I should say. Nice little swift move there over to the left. Going back out of bounds, but taken in by Simmons. Finding a little extra space to buy some time. Goes out of bounds just past the end line. 22 remain in this one.
And for the Lady Knights, number 21, Audrey Garwood.
Here's a hard kick. Stop the round. Making a back swipe. To the right past the mid circle. And buying some more time. And able to stop this one from going out of bounds. And nice little stop there to do so. Here's the high kick going into the goal line. This one's going to go out of bounds yet again. 20:49 left on the clock here in this second quarter. Again, out of bounds. 20 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Nice stop there by Simmons, able to avoid that goal. Just out and over and deciding to just go with their own goalie to reset the scenario. But the Panthers are right there in possession. And a nice little kick attempt there by Margaret Cohn, but to no avail. She just hits a couple of bodies, deflecting off. 18:50 left to go. And this will be a corner kick. And an opportunity for Hyde Park to break some ice.
Hyde Park.
Here's the kick. It is up and it is out. That was Margaret Cohn who took that one. The Hyde Park mid. An unsuccessful corner kick. 18:15 left to go in this one. Up in the air and able to make a couple of good stops there is Violet Simmons, I should say. This one goes up and out of bounds to the right side. Last touch by the Knights. Don't forget, baseball season is also kicking off at about this time. It is the month of February, which is the beginning of the high school baseball season. So the Austin Regents Knights baseball team is also playing right across the street. We'll try and find out how that game goes later on. Here's the kick. Nice little block. Timmons kicks this one past the end line and just goes out of bounds into that crowd of spectators on the right side of the field. Or our right, I should say, the west side.
In for the Lady Knights, number 1, Mackenzie Allen.
Mackenzie Allen.
Also in for Regents, number 5, Addie Phillips.
So it's Mackenzie Allen who is wearing a cast in this game. Staying through injury. And that is a lot of heart demonstrated. That is, of course, shown to this Austin Regents Knights girls team, embodying that level of grit. Nice hard kick, and here it comes. Good block by Hyde Park, able to get to that one as their goalie just stops a screaming line drive in her direction. Let's get out of play. And while this timer runs down, we will mention more than likely this will be a dominating victory for the Lady Knights, who came into this game with determination and grit. They showed no signs of letting up on the gas pedal. They scored 6 goals in that first half, 1 in the second half, 3 of them by Violet Timmons. And attacking on Hyde Park Panthers' weak spots throughout the entirety of this game. So an excellent showing tonight by this Lady Regent squad. Doing an excellent job getting around this team.
In for the Lady Knights, number 8, Olivia Hall.
And Olivia Hall will come into this one, taking over for number 15, Charlotte Thompson. And my encoder fell. We're able to get that right back as it flips over yet again. To the right, this one goes to bounds. Here's a high kick over to the left side, over a couple of heads in this one, and this is going to go up and out of bounds. 13-12 left to play in this one. And again out of bounds. like we mentioned before, a lot of sports are coming to the last half of this UIL season. Once you start getting the baseball season, you start to cut over to the last bit of all athletics. And the off season continues to march on by. And it's been crazy how fast of a year it's already been. We're already in the baseball season. We had a ton of crazy high school football games. We're getting into soccer and basketball playoffs. Volleyball was also intense. Watching a couple of our teams play their hearts out and reaching high numbers in playoffs. And, of course, Vandegrift made it all the way to the state semifinals where they fell in Waco.
And for Regents, number 9, Lila Thomas.
Unable to defend their state championship. But what a great run it was for the Lions. Or the Vipers, I should say. Excuse me. A great little run over to the mid section, but to no avail. And you know that this soccer season is always tough. I mean, you're playing in the months of December and January leading up to this month. Some of the coldest months of the year. But the right time to be playing this sport, because you're running back and forth constantly, and you really take that into consideration of how exhausted you're going to get early on in those games. And when you watch even professional soccer, you see that difference that weather makes. In Major League Soccer, especially in Austin, they take breaks because of the weather. When it gets to 100 degrees outside, during even professional matches, you watch people having to have a break. And that is probably the smart reason why you see the high school soccer season take place in some of the colder months of the year. So you think that it's going to be the worst timing. In reality, it could not be better. So you're already doing as much cardio as you've been. Here it is. Kick is still out and still nothing to Regents. The final 9 minutes arrive. From the end of the game. And what a block there by the Austin Regents goalie, able to avoid being caught out of place as she just takes a high jump and avoids that goal. So the Panthers still without a goal in this one and a 7-0 deficit. And they're going to have to now make a goal per minute to stay in this one. So locking down is huge now for the Panthers if they want to stay in this one. Here it is, kick over to the left side, a little squiggler over to the left, and to nothing. Nice solid kicks. While I'm calling this game, I'm also getting wedding information, which also kind of makes it a little tough to do both at once when you're trying to hear about it. Great little stop there, being in the way of that. Clara Carter. She's going to go for this fast break here. He goes to the mid-side, pass out to her left. And just got in the way of a couple of defenders, and this one's going to go back over to the left. Regents losing the opportunity there they had for a second. Second chance opportunity, and this one's going to do nothing much.
Corner kick for Hyde Park, number 4, Margot Cohn.
And this will be Kuhn will go ahead and do this corner kick, and an opportunity for Hyde Park to get back in this game. Won't do much though. Kick is up, and this one's not going to go through. So Austin Regents is able to stop this one. Once again, like we mentioned, a cold second half for Austin Regents with just 1 goal compared to 6, but that was all that was needed for them to get in this one.
And for late Knights, number 11, Claire Risher.
To the right. Hyde Park. What's funny, every time I say Hyde Park, I think of, I'm mentioning music in this one, the 1976 Queen performance in Hyde Park in England. It was a free performance with over 80,000 spectators in attendance. So yeah, anytime I say Hyde Park, I can't think of Austin. I think of that one performance. Kick goes up to the left. Out of bounds. And this one was hauled in eventually. And the last 2 minutes remain in this one before Austin Regents can claim victory on their home turf yet again. And this has just been the story of how this Lady Regents team has done. They have played defense hard. They have allowed little to no goals in many games and pummeled on the offense. So a wonderful season here. As a matter of fact, what they've scored in this game up until January 19th is still less goals than what they had, actually more goals I should say, than they've given up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
for the entirety of the season.
For the final night Final time this evening, number 3, senior Clara Carter.
And that is going to do it for Clara Carter.
Also, senior number 22, Dylan Smith.
What a way to go out for your final game, by the way. Clara Carter and Dylan Smith playing their hearts out on senior night before conclusion of this game. So an excellent way to go out, a victory for the Regents Knights. Clara Carter and Dylan Smith really getting it done tonight. Dylan Smith, of course, being the usual goalkeeper. Playing excellent this year. The only 2 seniors on this squad in their final game. "35 seconds left to go, and like we mentioned, the leadership aspect for these 2 seniors has spread onto this entire team, and next year's senior class will be a lot more. We will go with 4 of the girls on this roster will be seniors next year, and these 2 have played an excellent career. That's going to do it on senior night. The final score, Austin Regents 7, Hyde Park,
That's the end of our ladies game, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score, the Regents Lady Knights 7, Hyde Park Lady Panthers nothing. We'd like for you to stick around. We're about to have our senior night here at Regent School of Boston, where we get a chance to say thank you and best wishes to not only our girls,
at 7 o'clock,
seniors, soccer players,
yet again,
but also our boys. So in just a few minutes,
your boys Regents
we'll have that presentation. At this time, I need all of our parents of our seniors.
Action. You are watching your
head on over behind the team bench. We'll be doing that in just a few minutes. Once again, parents of our senior soccer players, both the ladies and the gentlemen, head over behind our bench. We'll do our presentation in just a few minutes.